So today I wanted to go over the 30th celebration. Obviously we have had plenty of different leaks, different stuff coming out about the TCG. We have got the celebrations of 30, which is going to be just incredible to see. But there is a caveat to that because we are in the market where things are just not cheap. Like, naturally, unless you want to go and get accessories, it just isn't happening. Like, we've got obviously some here where it is pin badges, you've obviously got sweatshirt, just very standard stuff in terms of accessorizing. Again, like, I mean, as much as, yes, I'm all for clothing and all of that, I don't know if I want that on a giant thing. It just looks like a giant sticker. Like, I mean, yes, I'd probably look at the pin badge and maybe one of the sleeves. I do like a good sleeve and double deck box, fair enough. Then obviously we've got the opening scene. This is really cool. Like, this is a playmat, some sleeves, a box is pretty cool. Like, even the hat, to be fair, it's a very iconic image. If you are very old, to say the least, this will be just quite literally the iconic image. And to be fair, the hoodie actually suits with this one personally. Even potentially the t-shirt does look better than just a stick-on Pikachu face, so fair enough. But realistically, the big news that everybody's going at the moment is this, the Pokemon Partners Illustration Collection. Throughout 2026, the celebrations for the 30th anniversary, Series 1 will release on the 30th of March, so we haven't got too long, 28 days, and the starters from Kanto, Sinnoh, and also Alola. The illustration rares promos for Series 1 have now been revealed, and the artwork highlights iconic locations of items in each region. So as you'll see, you'll run through, you've probably seen these before. Just in general, these are going to be a very, very big collection piece. Like, they are very nice, and this is where the cost of stuff in general will go pretty crazy. Like, you obviously look at the Piplup, you look at Rowlet. Obviously this is the first section. You will get the Series 1 pack in there, and these are going to be the first set, and then more than likely later on down the line we'll see a Series 2, and that will have like the rest, and as we keep going, Series 2 and 3 will release later in the year with the other 6 generations. Presumably Series 2 will obviously have others, and obviously you will get some promo packs as well. So we've got a Phantasmal and also a cheeky Mega Evolution. The problem with this is going to be scalpers are going to get them, because if you can't get these, then there's no point going for the rest. These are going to be just a collection piece. They're not going to have any crazed values. Like, we saw people punching each other for the Van Gogh Pikachu, then more than likely the same for the Museum in London Pikachu. This is going to be the exact same, unfortunately. As cool as these are, if they could just print enough, this is a very cool collection piece. This is not hold on for seal. These are not going to be hundreds and hundreds of pounds. They will literally be just a box of specific cards. These are the only things in there. So hopefully this does get printed enough to be able to get there, because we are starting to see them starting at £70. More than likely this is going to be a £30 box at the absolute maximum. You are paying for 2 packs and a Series 1. At the very most, you are looking at 30, and even then I think that is being very generous to the product itself. So it is a bit unfortunate. We are already seeing it going way above what it truly should be. Now, obviously, other than that, you've obviously got the case. So this again is going to be absolutely nuts in itself. It will just be very interesting to see where this goes, because hopefully we are just seeing like a panic of pre-orders. Each TCG booster pack will be containing 3 of the 9. So realistically, the best way that you can do this is if you manage to get one for MSRP, you can obviously get your first 3. If you are able to get 2 and you manage to open it and you do get 6 rather than 9, then I personally would just buy the others. Unfortunately, we are not going to know which one you truly get. They will be random in there. I'm assuming they will be the same line, but I can imagine it can just be everything. So it won't necessarily be you get Kanto, Sinnoh, or Alolan. Hopefully, we will just get one set of line, because then you know each pack's going to be a lot easier to be able to get certain ones. So that will be interesting in itself. It's not necessarily all 9 that you get in that box. I wish it probably was, because that would make life a lot easier. We did get the first partner pack before. This was obviously the 25th anniversary, I believe. It weren't quite as crazy, like obviously there was no illustrations or stuff like that, but you did have the first packs. You can even see now, to be fair, like the packs themselves, not crazy. Like obviously got 45, 16, so Kanto's obviously going to be the bigger one there. You can obviously get the entirety of them, but these are just going to be nostalgic stuff. We know collection stuff just goes absolutely nuts. You got the oversized cards, which to be honest were still in my local shop. I believe there was, I want to say Snivy or Turtwig that were there as the oversized. They're not that crazy. Oversized are just a very unique one. There's certain oversized cards that definitely do well, but not necessarily all of these. But realistically, the main thing that we're looking at here is the collection stuff. Whether we see anything like this, we have not really had too much. If you are looking for information or anything, PokeBeach is a perfect place to go. You can look at pretty much everything here. You'll be able to see all of like the stuff that comes out. Obviously the 30th anniversary for TCG Pocket. You've got Ninja Spinner coming. You've got the Pokemon Presents. So there's not necessarily anything about a Celebrations right now. We've had different sources here, there, and everywhere kind of giving us illustrations of the Kanto base starters, so Charizard, or second evolution stage, so Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur in an illustration. We haven't seen really anything from it. So at the moment, we're kind of going off. We've got the first partners, but we haven't seen anything here. That will be interesting. But if you have looked at Celebrations in themselves, this was kind of like, this was hyped going into it. But this is now even more hyped than knowing we are going to get, obviously, our Celebration set. They're bound to be a Celebration sets with 30. They just won't not do it. But we don't know much of the information. But as you can see, there is a lot of product. You've got the Celebrations ETB at $310. Each pack of Celebrations, which obviously comes in with 4 cards, is coming in now at $24 a pack, which is just nuts. The 24 for 4 cards, and we will go through the card set in a second, but you look at the premium collection at $951. Obviously the different stuff is it's been kind of rising as we've gone. You can even just see from the last year, it has quite literally doubled. Knowing that we are going to the 30th, don't think that everything is going to go absolutely nuts from launch. Like we definitely saw a bigger increase knowing this is going to be the 30th year, and we know in general that this is a very, very hyped market at the moment, so there isn't necessarily any slowing down for anything until we enter the kind of the lower side of this market. But in general, they did a lot of product, which is always nice to know. Like this Charizard, the Sylveon, a lot of this product will be taken, but even if they just give you quite a lot, it gives a lot of people a lot of MSRP potential, and hopefully they have gone absolutely nuts on actually providing a lot of stock on this. Like I said, ETBs are absolutely crazy on this as well. All for a relatively cheap set, to be honest. Like, I mean, if you're not necessarily wanting the product, which I do think in terms of how it looks is really cool as a collection piece, the ETB, obviously not having 50 of them, but if you've got just one of them, I think it's absolutely more than fine. And realistically, you look at kind of like, this is what's within the packs. This is one set of it. You've got the normal Celebrations, and then you've got the classic side of it. So at the moment, you've got Mew at 53. So realistically, if you pay for 2 packs, you best hope you get a Mew, which is a secret rare. Everything else, really cheap. Like, these are so obtainable, it is unbelievable. So the set itself is absolutely fine. Once you go over to the classic side of it, yes, that does become slightly more expensive, but even so, you do look at like the classic side of it and think, well, okay, the Charizard, it's the Charizard, fair enough. Like, that's a 180. Umbreon at the moment it's a gold star Umbreon with the 25 on it. It's gonna have some value, same as the Shining Magikarp. We did get Megas kind of in a price up, so you might be able to find that cheaper now. And then you've got a very classic Pikachu. Other than that, everything else is 10 and under. So really at this point, I'm kind of looking at them and thinking, well, I might as, like, if you really topped up this set in general and you took off, say you take off that, what this is, 260. We're looking at, say 300, 330, 360. So 360 for the top 5. Everything under, we're probably getting for anywhere between 100 and 150. So really, you are getting most of the set. Then what do we say? What did we say? 260, 360, 380, whatever, 360 plus then 150. You're looking at 500 in general. So 500 is what you're looking at for the entirety of this set, and this is after a price boom. More than likely for the first celebration side of stuff, we will see a decrease. Like Charizard weren't this expensive on launch, and even then, no thank you. You look at him now and think, well, this card was 95 a year ago. And this is obviously before the boom, but even then, even in December this year, you could get it at 114. Like I say, once we obviously get past the 30th celebration and we kind of go away from it, this will drop down. This is only here purely on the fact that we are in celebration season. So just wait. Like he will go to 100. That drops almost 100 value down. Don't just chase after everything and not do some research on it. So that's just already one big thing. And possibly, you might not get it for everything, but most things probably are. Like, you look here, like, you've got it obviously coming down now to 62. Again, it'll probably be up because of celebrations. You'll be able to get this, like, 10, 20, 30 quid cheaper. If you did that over every card, you are looking fantastic, in my opinion. So where do you go with the celebrations 30? Once we get stuff announced, obviously it will be leaked and be brought out like that. We will kind of go over it and see the best things to do. When you're looking at kind of the celebrations 25, it definitely had a bit of movement. Like, don't get me wrong, it weren't necessarily like it was in stock for absolutely ages. It did go pretty quickly, but we more than likely will see this, like the 30th will run out instantaneously. Like the moment it's on shelves, it will be brought back. Like at the minute in England, well, at least around where I am, it just gets stored under the counter on the first day and then they lose it, like, because it's gone instantly. So naturally this will be the same for the 30th celebration. If you can get some MSRP, then fantastic. But like I say, if you are looking more towards the set, it won't be that expensive. Like, it won't be crazy unless they're going gold cards and going absolutely nuts, which I don't think is a celebration side of stuff. Like, I get like having the Charizard and it's gone up in price over the year, but realistically that isn't the celebration kind. So what you kind of want is almost it to be like most of the celebrations, where it isn't necessarily too expensive. Like, you can obviously see a lot of these, like the Lugia. Granted, there might be a bit more illustration, so the value might be slightly more on everything, but having these sort of cards, like, that's the fun of it. It's a fun mini set. It is not a high-end piece that people are going to collect and make hundreds of pounds on. This is meant to be like, you bought a Ho-Oh literally the year that it came out, you have made zero money on it. That is what a celebration set for me personally is. Granted, sealed product will bound to be more expensive, that is fine, but in terms of the set itself, it should be obtainable, and that's what I'm hoping that they have gone and done. Yes, if we do get a Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, even if we do get all of the second starters, then fair enough, like, they might be a little bit more expensive, but it should be obtainable. Nothing should be hitting the 500, 600 pound mark. It should all be in packs, it should all be relatively good rates, and that is a celebration. So I'm hoping they will go across that theme. I'm interested to know what you think about it. I do like what we're going with the 30th celebration. I do like the partners. I think that is a really cool design. I'm hoping they are available across the board, because they are really cool and they look really nice in the promo binder. As you'll see, we've got them as 37, 38. I'm hoping as well, and regardless, it doesn't matter because I know they're going to come out later. I'm hoping that they've saved spots for them, so they are 46, 47, 48, like all for the rest 9, rather than missing them, because regardless, I'm going to put them in that scenario anyway. I have 16 page bucket that it will go into, so most of them should be on here, and I'm hopefully going to get a 2-page for it, so I will move the promo binder around, and we'll kind of go into that, but we'll kind of keep up to date with this. We will also start some series coming on this channel, so if you want to subscribe for it, absolutely brilliant. Make sure you do like on this, and if you've got any other opinions, leave them in the comment section below.